Hello guys, hope everyone is doing good. So in this video we will see our next complex problem in the unit number 2, one dimensional problems. In our previous video we have seen a tapered steel bar. We have converted this tapered steel bar to one stepped bar and we have solved. So in this problem we will see another structural member and a bar element which is introduced or which is in the presence of an thermal effect, a temperature effect or a heat source. How does we apply our FEA procedure to such type of problem? So when we get into the temperature effect, so this is what we have derived in our previous derivation. This is the final derived formula for your force, body force due to temperature effect, EA alpha delta T minus 1, where E is your Young's modulus, A is equal to A is your area of the element, alpha is coefficient of thermal expansion, and delta T is temperature difference. So this is its respective stress formula. So this is what you have to remember whenever your problem is along with the temperature effect. You should remember this. There will be a change in body force vector. For our previous problem where we consider a self weight or a load acting at particular load, we will directly consider the load. For self weight we will consider the density and calculate the body force vector, whereas for any load, any point load, you will as such add the load value to the force matrix. But when it comes to the temperature effect, you should remember you have to calculate the body force vector due to temperature effect using this formula. Now I'll get into the problem. So this is a stepped bar, it is a cantilever stepped bar subjected to a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius. Determine the displacement, stresses of the element, reaction force with the given data. So you have 3 stepped bar, each of 3 different element which is of different material. The element 1 it is a bronze, element 2 it is aluminium, and element 3 it is steel. So you have the respective properties of each element of material. Bronze, the area of element 1 area of 2400 mm square. Young's modulus it is 83 gigapascal. You have to convert this gigapascal to Newton mm square. And alpha 1 coefficient of thermal expansion is 18.9 into 10 power minus 6 degree per degree Celsius. So similarly it is for aluminium and steel. So before getting into the problem, you can see that Young's modulus is 10 gigapascal. You have to convert that into Newton per mm square. So it is 10 into 10 power 9 Newton per meter square. Then you have to convert meter square into mm square. So your final will be 83 into 10 power 3 Newton. Similarly, you have to do it for all the other 2 meters. Hope you will clear the problem. So in this previous problem, you would have a common material throughout the element, a common cross section, but whereas in this problem the cross section of all the 3 elements is different. The material of all the 3 elements are different. So you have to be very careful in substituting its respective values in the finite element equation. So now we will go for the first step. First we will calculate finite element equation for the element 1, element 2 and element 3. So this is your general finite element equation. F equal to K into U, where K is AE by L, 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. So as far your first element is considered, we have a node 1 and node 2. Element 2 is considered node 2 and node 3, and element 3 is considered node 3 and node 4. So your final assembled stiffness matrix will be of 4 cross 4, because you have 3 elements, 4 nodes. So n cross n will be your final stiffness matrix, where n is your number of nodes. So obviously here your number of nodes is 4, so you will have 4 cross 4 matrix. Now you apply finite element equation for element 1, element 2, element 3 and assemble all 3. That is what we are going to do now. So for element 1 you have to substitute the respective area of value for element 1. Young's modulus of element 1 and length of element, all the three values are different. Fine. For substituting, after simplifying, you can have this is your finite element equation for element 1. Now similarly do it for element 2. When you go for element 2, you have a node 2 and 3 which is interacted with the end of the element, so you'll have u2 u3. Similarly, so respective a2, area of the element 2, Young's modulus of element 2 and length of your element 2 should be substituted. So same you apply for element 3. Element 3, similarly apply the area of element 3, Young's modulus and law. So simplifying, you will have three different equations. Find element apply. After apply, you have it for element 1, element 2 and element 3. Now you have to assemble this 3. After assembling, so this will be your finite element equation. So this is your global stiffness matrix. So now getting into the force matrix. When you get into force matrix, as you know, in this problem it is subjected to an temperature of 80 degrees Celsius. So in this they have directly given down the delta T. In some cases you would have seen the physical problem or a given bar element is kept at a particular temperature, for example 100 degrees Celsius, and it is given that the temperature is increased to 150 degrees Celsius. In those cases you have to take the difference of both. For example, if it is placed at 100 degrees Celsius and its temperature is rise to 150, so obviously the difference in temperature will be 50 degrees Celsius. That is what you have to apply. That is you have to substitute while calculating the body force due to temperature effect. Here they have directly given the difference in temperature, which is 80 degree Celsius. So for similarly you have to calculate body force for element 1, element 2 and element 3. So element 1, it will be F1, F2, E1, A1, alpha 1, delta 1, delta T. So for delta T is constant for all the three elements. Only change will be in Young's modulus, area and coefficient of thermal expansion. After substituting, you will get this final value. So similarly do it for element 2. Again your E2, Young's modulus, area and coefficient of thermal will be changing. Delta 3, delta T same remains the same, 80. After applying, you will get this body force for your second element. Similarly do it for the third element. So after that, combine the body force vector which is calculated for element 1, element 2, element 3, sum it up. So this will be your final body force vector due to your temperature. Now you go to the given problem. You can see now we have done with the body force due to temperature, or also you can see in that node number 2 and node number 3 that acts on load P1 and P2. So you have to add this value P1 and P2 at the respective node. So you can see at P2 value is 750. Since it is acting towards the left, which we can sign conversion, when you go for sign conversion it is towards the minus x, so I have taken minus 75, minus 60. So add to your node 2 and 3. So if you have it, this will be your final body force vector. This is your final body force vector. Now apply this body force vector into your final combined finite element equation. Now we have calculated this body force vector due to temperature. Now if you substitute here, this will be your final assembled global finite element equation. Now you go for the boundary condition. What is the boundary condition? You can see very simple. So it is mostly an cantilever bar element, cantilever structure, where your node 1 and node 4 is arrested. So u1 and u4 will be 0, u2 and u3 will be your unknown. Now you go there. So this is u1, u4 is 0. So if you apply, so since u1 is 0, you can neglect row 1, column 1, u4 is 0, row 4, column 4. You will have these four elements alone. Now this is your final equation after applying the boundary condition. Now what you do, just expand this matrix, you will get two equations, two unknown. Straight away using a calculator you can calculate u3, u21 u3. After simplifying these two equations, you will get. So this is your final displacement. u1 is 0 since it is fixed, u2 is 0.2212 mm, u3 is minus 0.00345 mm. And now straight away you can go for thermal stress. So this is the formula which we already seen in start of the problem. So now you have to calculate element stress in element 1, element 2 and element 3. So you have respective formula with equations. So all the values known. Only thing which you have to be very careful is whenever you go for thermal stress calculation for element 1, you are supposed to substitute the Young's modulus for element 1, length of element 1. Similarly, coefficient of thermal expansion of element 1. When you go for element 2, similarly Young's modulus, length and coefficient of a respective element should be substituted, and you will get as stresses. Stress 1 will be the element thermal stress for element 1, and sigma 2 will be the thermal stress for element 2, and sigma 3 will be the thermal stress for element 3. And reaction force, this is same what you have done for previous problem, K into U minus F. K is the global stiffness matrix which you have already got in our previous step. U matrix, U1, U2, U3, U1, U2, U1, U4 is 0, U2, U3 we have calculated. Force is also the final assembled force matrix. So after substituting, so this will be 4 cross 4, this is 4 cross 1. If you multiply, you will get 4 cross 1 matrix. So this is the 4 cross 1 matrix, this is the force matrix. And can have it when you minusing these two 4 cross 1 matrix, you have to make sure you have a same constant on both the matrix. If it's a different, then if you minus assets, then definitely it will become a problem. Either you have to have your common value on both side of both these two matrices, or else you have to take it inside. If it's different, if it's have any constant value, if you can't able to bring that, just take that constant value inside the matrix and multiply with all the four values. Please remember that. So this is your final reaction force. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching. So as usual, if you have any queries or suggestion for improvement, please post in your comment section. Thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy.